Respect, beautiful people. Family, we did it.
Les impérialistes, la révolution, la patrie ou la mort.
That's why it was massive. 30th April was a massive protest in Ghana. My goodness. It was loud. Our messages actually went out. The youth came out. You know, the protest, when it comes to Ghana, actually, you know, it is all Africa protest coming on 30th April. And it has happened all across the entire Africa, especially in Burkina Faso. It was just loud everywhere on the street. I mean, it was so much. In the diaspora, people went on the street. In Ghana, I was not expecting, because we didn't plan it actually, because the whole thing was rumors and we were not sure of what exactly was going on. What I remember was that I was one of the first people that spoke about the protest with this particular video, but I did not set a date. All of a sudden, a date was set. And before we realized, lovely people, it was just massive. And as I'm talking to you right now, I just came back from the protest ground as I'm doing this video. So when you check and we will switch, you check the video, the same dress I'm wearing with this.
Hands off Burkina Faso. That is our message. Hands off AES. Hands off Sahel.
And without wasting time, lovely people, let me take you through the protest. So immediately, this we are seeing was the meeting we had at the embassy of Burkina Faso right here in Accra, Ghana. And it was just massive, as you are seeing. It got to the level where the youth have to be out of coverage area and set ablaze the flag of the imperialists, as you are seeing out there. This should tell you how serious the youth of Africa are when it comes to the liberation and unity of Africa. First time the youth are coming out, putting away their political differences and tribalistic differences in solidarity for one man. History is made on the 30th of April 2025. This has never happened before. That all Africans, youth will come out protesting to protect just even a particular country. And here we are talking about 3 countries coming together to stand in solidarity with the AES. And this is not only happening in Ghana, it's happening across the entire world. And so, lovely people, we did the best we can, and then it got to question and answer and interview side. Listen to the sense that the youth of Africa put out, messages that they load back to back to the entire world, to the imperialists, to the enemy, telling them to keep their hands off the AES. Let's enjoy that, lovely people.
If you are okay with Ibrahim Traore, yes. You are okay with Ibrahim Traore, yes.
Greetings. I see that you are on fire. Yes, sir. And the whole crowd, everybody's on fire. High energy. Please, yes. Tell me what is happening here. Right. America is falling. America is falling. The West, the message. Yes, that's what sums up everything. The West is falling. Yes. And yes, this is a show of solidarity with the people of Burkina Faso and their leader, Captain Traore. We're here to let them know they're not alone, right? So whatever is happening in Burkina Faso is happening everywhere, particularly in Ghana. So today's just a show of solidarity with our people in Burkina Faso. Yes, that's what happened today.
Great. So what do you think about the leadership of Burkina Faso? Which side are you? In the news, you know, you have the propagandists and putting the message out there that he's a bad leader, he's unaliving people, he's not developing his nation, and on the other side, he's a good leader, and we can see people attesting to that fact. I mean, what do you have to say in regards to that?
Right. So, Sekou Touré said something. He says, the day you find our enemies praising me, no, I betrayed you. Right? There's no way your enemy would actually say anything good about you. But let's deal with the issue. Let's break it down. Let's make it very simple. America and France seem so concerned about Traoré and Burkina Faso, right? The question is, what is their business in Burkina Faso? For a very long time, the French colonies in Africa, 14 of them, in fact, till date, don't have their own Ministry of Finance. They always have to keep their monies in the Ministry of Finance in France. So if Burkina Faso wants to buy anything from Ghana, they would have to write to the Finance Ministry in France for them to release the funds to Ghana. Where does this make sense? France has, if not the third, then it's the 4th largest gold reserve in the world. But France doesn't have a single active gold mine in France. So where is the gold coming from? So if today, the people through the leadership of Burkina Faso are saying they do not want France in their country any longer, how is that a bad thing? In fact, the people, not just in France and in Burkina Faso, but across the world, are standing in support of what Burkina Faso is doing. So what's the West's business in this? Let me even tell you something very interesting. When the Ghanaian president was being inaugurated on the 7th of January 2025, Captain Traore was a guest of honor. Hear this. He was applauded even more than the president who was being sworn in Ghana. That tells you how popular he is. Great. So our message to France and America is this: deal with your issues in America and in France. France is broke today. As of 2019, their debt to GDP was about 173%. Today is much worse. France should deal with their nonsense in France and leave Burkina Faso alone. America is in tatters today. America is well in over $3 trillion in debt. They should deal with their nonsense and leave Traoré alone. Today, look at the life of Burkina Faso in Burkina Faso today. Burkina Faso has complete and absolute ownership of all their resources, particularly gold. If nothing at all, our man has built 2 tomato factories and is actually industrializing. What has France done in Burkina Faso in the last 100 years? But again, let me speak to my African youth. You see, this is not just a Burkina Faso fight. This is an African fight. Traoré has shown us that it is possible for us to take ownership and control of our nations. This is a lesson to all of us and a message to all the African youth. It is time for us to reclaim what is rightfully ours. We are not negotiating, we are not begging, we are reclaiming. Thank you. Respect.
I have one message for the Western world or for the white man. When you hate a black man, hate his resources.
I don't really have much to say, but I'm really happy seeing people coming from their various homes to gather here for our brother. I'm just happy that Africa is now awake. We are now modern day Africans who are awake from our sleep. No more sleeping as in at first, whereby we will be controlled by a white man. We have everything on our own as Africans. We have resources, we have diamonds, a lot, etc. I can't even mention. So, right now that we have gotten leaders who will support us, let's support our own. Let's not hate. Let's not snitch on our own brother, because Traoré is really the black star. Traoré is a king. He's a hero, and Traoré will never die. Traoré is going to be with us. Anytime we pray, anytime I pour libation, I call on to my sisters to be with him. And I want Traoré to know that he's not alone. We are with him. We are going to fight with him, even with the last single drop of our blood. Back in the days where the media was controlled by the white, now everybody has access to the media.
Revolution. This is a revolutionary. That's revolution. Great. So what is happening here? Why are you here? What do you have to say about what is going on here? We are here to express our solidarity to Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso and the whole Burkina Faso regime them, and to show that Africa, we are one people and we have to unite to conquer imperialism and white colonialism. But we are here to show that Africa, we are no more the Africa of the 19th century, 18th century, and 16th century. We are now the Africa of the 21st century, and we are awake. No more Africa 2% of our gold, no more 1% of our lithium, 0.5% of our copper, 0.5% of our bauxite, no more 1% of our oil. We want to own everything for ourselves. They will sack all of them.
Today, when you go to Burkina, they still have bad roads. There are places that they don't have light, but they are happy because they know it's in progress. We need the leaders of our continent to start giving their people the kind of leadership that actually gave them the resilience to vote for them to come and lead them. It is not for them to come and make themselves happy, be there for their president, just like our previous government did by putting his government, his people, his family on top of everything we're doing in this country. So we are sending this. It's an advice to any leader and an advice to the president of this country right now, Ibrahim John Dramani Mahama, that he served the people and serve them right. Eyes are watching, ears are listening. It's an advice to everyone. When you sit somewhere and you're hungry and you see your neighbor has started eating out of the same field of which we could have all fed from, he will start rising up. When the people of this country started going through hunger, they will rise up with the pain. So those people asking these questions, that don't you think this can also incite a lot of people to rise up? This is not going to incite anything when the leadership start thinking for the people.
Exactly.
We need leadership. And when you start leading like a leader, and they want to come after you. It is not only going to be Ghana and RAF that will stand for President John Dramani Mahama. The youth will rise up and defend you. The youth of Africa will rise up and defend you. The youth of the Caribbean and the entire world, as far as you're a black man, will defend you. Just as we are defending Ibrahim Traore now. Ibrahim Traore is not in our country, but we stand with him strongly because he's actually paving the way for we to see that Africa can be led by Africans and it will be good. We have more of Ibrahim Traore within us, but the fear of the imperialists, the shackles of imperialism is what has kept us in the fear that we keep cowering in. And we are saying enough is enough. Just as much as some of our ancestors, even when they were sailing them out of the oceans, out of the shores of our continent, they still resisted and spoke up. We are out of the shackles now and will continue to speak to liberate the minds of our fellow youth. It is us now. Africa can be led right. We can do it. We can enjoy the better lives that we go out there to be enslaved with. We can build it. I don't mind being enslaved in my own continent to build my continent for the next generation that will be coming after me. But when I leave here and go and be a slave in someone's country, it hurts. The worst of it is when you go and struggle with your mind, with your hands and everything within you. You can't even send the sweat that you work for to your own country. It is them that decide how much you send to your country. But when they come here, they do as they please. When they are going, they carry as they want. These people want us to come to their embassies and be begging them for we to come and be slaves in their own countries. In fact, if they want to help us, we are begging them that the help we need them to do now is to stay away from our affairs, because we are ready to rise up and fight through the struggles and make it on our own. African unity now, and we'll do it. That Berlin conference that divided us as a continent, we are going to also sit down and recollect to the past what Nkrumah told us in Ethiopia, that if you don't come together, we will suffer together one day. I think that one was a prophecy. And today, we are not only experiencing the history, we are living with the history. And we are not going to allow this. We shouldn't only be on social media. We shouldn't only be in our rooms and be trumpeting that we stand with Traore. We are doing this together. And as I tell you people here, we are not only going to do this here. If the call comes for we to join the struggle in Burkina, we are ready to raise the flag high. Enough.
The numbers is very important. We have called for a demonstration today in solidarity with Ibrahim Traore, for our oppressors, both locally and internationally, to take us serious. It is numbers. The youth of Ghana, youth all over Africa, this was supposed to be an African demonstration. But each time I've screwed through my phones this morning, I've not seen my fellow youths in Nigeria rising up. I've not seen those in other African countries rising up. And in Ghana here, I must commend them for coming out. But most importantly, the numbers is not as encouraging as I want it to be. Please, we have set another date for 25th of May, right? We African youth must understand that most of our leaders, the Western imperialists, are like bone that are in their throats. We must offer them water to flush it down. Exactly. And when it doesn't go down, we must tell them that you are incapable, you must leave the way. It is time for the youth to take power. But how can we do this when, if we call for simple demonstration, youth do not show up in their thousands? How many millions of youth we have in this country? In Nigeria, we have over 150 million youth. But when they call for demonstration, you will not get up to 1,000, 2,000 youths gathered in one place. This is very shameful. We must move from the social media to the streets. We are not spectators. We cannot be spectators when we are oppressed. We must start being, taking action. Because what is empowering these our oppressors, both locally and internationally, the Western imperialists, is the lack of awakening in the minds of African youth. What we are already doing right now is shaking them. They are quaking in their boots. Imagine if we were 1 million here today. Revolution. No. Revolution. No. Revolution. No. Revolution. No.
Yes. I have almost 800 people watching right now.
Yes.
And then most of them under my comment section are Ghanaians.
Yes.
And then most of them are saying, oh, what you guys are doing, we want peace in Ghana, you are calling for war, blah, blah, blah. What do you have to tell those people?
They say they want what?
They said what we are doing,
yes,
we are calling for war. What we are doing is going to alert the Western powers to attack us. What we are doing is, we are calling war, we are calling sanctions for ourselves. So what do you have to tell these people?
That's not an easy question to answer, but I think what I would say is, don't you think we are at war the whole time? Since people came here to Africa to steal, to enslave people, what has been really, there's Independence Day. None of these countries here in Africa are independent. People are suffering, dying every day from what the West, we are already in war with the West. The West is in war with us. You know, I'm coming from Germany. A few days ago, a black guy in my country was killed by the German police with 4 shots from the back because he's a black guy, you know. And they're even at war with us in our country. I am even half German, but I will never be seen as one of them. They don't accept me there. So I think the war is already there. And yes, I am here home. I go today in the Uber. The guy says, "Oh, hello, sister. How are you?" This really lights up my heart. You know. That's why I love the energy. I love the people, and I think the war is already there.
You do available.
I play 5.
Respect yourself. All right, so we are here to show solidarity to our brothers in the AES. They are no longer going to use Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Our brothers in the AES. The AES Confederation, let's say a newborn baby that they are trying to take down, which we are here to support. All right. Bring this on board. Bring this on board. Oh, I love this. It's okay. Yeah. Let me first of all put this on record. These are leaders, not dealers. All right. These are leaders, not dealers. The rest are dealers. They are illegal dealers. These are real leaders, and these are liberators. All right. These are people who are managing our resources, and these are people who are managing their country effectively. The rest, they are damaging their country. All right, so let me put that aside. We are here to show solidarity to the AES, a newborn baby. The message is very simple. This man right here, Captain Ibrahim Traore, have so many assassination attempts. One man. So we understand the fact that when the enemy is attempting to take a leader down, it simply means that leader got something good for Africans. It means that leader have something good going for Africans. It means their leadership is a dictatorship, is this and that. The old, game, the old narrative that they have been playing with. We are telling them that the days where they use that same narrative to take down Gaddafi is over. The days that they use that same narrative against Thomas Sankara is over. The last time they went to Libya to liberate the people of Libyans from Gaddafi, Libya is in a mess today. The last time they went to Burkina Faso, with this same narrative that they're using on the leader of Burkina Faso right now, Burkina Faso landed in a mess, complete mess. It took this man to take Burkina Faso out right now. So currently, Burkina Faso is under construction. If democracy that they are trying to protect is supposed to be the best system of governance, we understand that. But how can you tell me that under democratic governance, we have Burkina Faso, the entire country, only 3,000 kilometers of road is completed since independence? It takes this man to come out and say, look, he bought equipment with the same goal that they are saying that he's using to protect himself, and he's using the equipment to build the road. 5,000 kilometers of road is the agenda every year. And that democratic governance, that thing was not there. It takes this man to get factories in Burkina Faso. This is the only president that, if he's not in the field with the women in the farm, supervising how the crops are growing, he is inaugurating a factory somewhere, or he's cutting a sword somewhere. Come to Africa, come to West Africa, and look at the democratic leaders. They are living their flashy life in their beautiful cars and V8 and big flashy living, and you cannot even access them. This is the man of the people. When you go to Burkina Faso right now, we have Burkinabe people are here, closer to the how do you call it? Closer to their presidential palace. People are sleeping outside to protect this man. So those of you who are trying to eliminate the man and come and lead the country, who are you going to lead when all the citizens are protecting their leader? The reason why Thomas Sankara was taken down was because they used power to shut down the mouth of the leaders and use the media to manipulate the youth. This time we have enough information to understand what is going on in Burkina Faso. And when you check the media, the Human Rights Watch, BBC, CNN, with all the propaganda, we know African youth, we have come to the realization that this is an old game. You understand? One of the African leaders, who actually forgot his name, he made it clear that the day you see the imperialists praising me, just know that I sold you out. Sekuture, right? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I sold you out. So when we see the enemy constantly attacking this man, it means something good is happening there. You understand? Recently, before this coup d'etat, the recent assassination, do you know what happened? It's very funny. When they were planning to assassinate this man, and with the help of some people in Ivory Coast border, the goal was to go to the palace, the presidential palace, cause enough havoc to the level where they can change government. When they were planning that, immediately the United States sent adversary level 4 to travelers that they should not travel to certain regions, and these are same regions that the enemy was planning to cause havoc. How are they able to detect that? So we know what is going on. So the message you are sending out is very simple: hands off Burkina Faso, hands off AES. Period. Thank you so much. Okay, you have a question.
Why is the Western media, why are they shifting all our focus to Ibrahim Traore, making it look as if the rest of the leaders, they are not doing anything for their people? Why do you think they are doing that?
Sure. No, so this is it. When you check the Sahel, Burkina Faso is the heart of the Sahel. That is the fact. Which is the reason why they are going there. And when you check the map, the enemy of Africa, who is a brother but an enemy, Ivory Coast, is sharing border with how do you call it, Burkina Faso. You understand? So it makes things easier to get to Burkina Faso, which is the reason why, especially Niger is somewhere, over there. So Mali is also receiving another attack coming from, how do you call it, Algeria, because that is the border that link with, Mali. So it is where they can get access. It's an issue of access. Burkina Faso is the easiest access, and the Ivory Coast government is standing in the gap for that, which is the reason why they are actually trying to get to this man. You understand? And let me say this: if you allow these people to take this man down, do you know what is going to happen? One of the things that they do is that the moment they want to see revolution, the revolution is springing up here. The moment they take it down, they will make sure that the place is messed up. Look at Congo.
It's true.
Look at Libya. Libya is now beyond repair.
Yes.
Congo is now beyond repair. Haiti is now beyond repair. Look at Sudan. When you take South Sudan and North Sudan, if they want to actually solve a problem, they should go to Sudan. They should go to Libya. They should go to Congo. These are the people that need help. And it is a shameful thing how African leaders are so quiet about all this whole thing.